I'm John.
I'm Joe.
We're the John and Joe Sports Show.
That's how we do it.
It was easy
to
make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's been a while since we've been in here. 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Lots happened.
Lots happened.
Every team went on strike for those 2 weeks, so we really didn't miss much, to be honest.
And welcome to communication.
Hello! I think they should keep that up the entire...
Yes, definitely. I like that.
I don't know why anyone would want to welcome someone into our major. It's really not that inviting.
I don't know.
Hey! Here's not having jobs when you get out of here.
Did you get your classified rank today?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm not going to tell you, though, because it's classified.
I can't... We probably can't even talk about it.
We probably shouldn't have even said that it was classified.
I'll just say I didn't realize there was as many intelligent people in our major as there was on the sheet.
Right? I know.
I'm horrified. I won't get a job now. They're going to see that and say, well, it means nothing, really. It was just more a kick in the stomach of, hey, this is what happens when you don't care about college. I will tell you what, I was not the 191st or
good.
the first.
Good. Good.
Wish I was the first. Actually, I don't. It'd be weird. Be a nerd.
I don't know.
Well, maybe not. Maybe it was France.
I'd like to meet the number one.
I wouldn't. We probably don't like them at all.
It's possible.
Getting back to sports.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, the biggest story today is Ozzie Guillen's comments about Fidel Castro and how he's in support of him and thinks it's interesting that he's not dead yet. And obviously, he's the new manager of the Miami Marlins. And in Miami, there are many Puerto Rican citizens and fans of the team who are not too pleased with his comments. Now, for us in northeastern Pennsylvania, whatever. Really no interest at all. Like, this would be like something you read in the bottom line and just go, what? Who cares? But not in Miami. People are thinking of boycotting the games and riots in the streets, and my goodness, Joe, were you as adamant as the Miami citizens?
When I heard it, I said, why would he do that?
Yeah.
But that was it. I mean, I didn't care, but it's kind of like one of those things where you're just like, why? Why would you say that? I don't. It didn't make sense. There was no. I don't know what he was trying to gain or anything by saying. There was just really no purpose. Then he comes out and immediately apologizes, which he should have, I guess. But it's to me, I would have forgot about it the next day if it wasn't like, it's kind of one of those things you see like online. It's just like, oh, huh,
Ozzie.
Exactly. It's just Ozzie. That's how he is, and. He had his reasons for saying it. He thought it in Spanish and said it wrong in English. I don't know, but
he just doesn't have a filter on anything he says. He says his mind, and he tells people that. And he told the Marlins that when they hired him. Like, you've heard what I've said in the past.
Right.
I'm not going to stop being who I am. So you're with me or without. And they're like, oh yeah, we're with you. And then this happened, and they're like, whoa, uh-oh. And, it was a lot of people have been criticizing him, too, as well, for saying, like, well, I was thinking in Spanish but speaking in English. Like, it doesn't matter what you were doing. You said it regardless.
Right.
So, like, don't try and say that it wasn't your fault. But, again, this was something that should have just been a quick whatever, and we move on. But he got suspended for 5 games for Major League Baseball, and I don't really know if that was warranted or not.
Right.
For him voicing his First Amendment rights in a magazine that's not associated with any sports magazines or anything to do with baseball. I think Bud Selig, just panicked a little bit and tried to do something so Miami fans would cool off. But I really don't think the suspension was warranted.
No, that's freedom of speech, and Corey figured out the lights, unfortunately.
I wish you just
no.
stopped.
It is freedom of speech, and you have the right to say whatever you want. And Corey, I'm. There we go. That works. Okay. So. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I can say that.
Go ahead.
I can say it, but I don't. That's the thing there. But I mean, I think I should be able to say, I can say that. I could say that, I love Hitler or something. I have the right to say that. I don't really, but I have the right to say that. That's just that doesn't warrant a suspension.
And it wasn't like it dealt with, libel or slander of someone in Major League Baseball, or he didn't go after his players or umpires or coaches or anyone that has real authority in Major League Baseball. It was just a comment about something totally not talking about the sport that he manages, and I'm surprised that he got suspended for it, and I'm surprised it's gotten this blown up. And I can understand, unfortunately for him, if he said that while he was in Chicago, they would have just been like, "Who's Fidel Castro?" Probably. But in Miami, that's obviously one of the biggest places that got affected by what he's done.
Party in the city where the heat is on. We're going to start having seizures because of the lights going on and off. So
for those of you listening on radio, just bear with us through the silence. We'll play some nice PSAs.
Right, exactly.
But I don't know how this is going to affect the Marlins. I mean, obviously, some people are saying, like, well, we're not going to go to the games. All right, okay, don't. They have a new stadium, and they're not doing too poorly, and people are going to want to see them if they start doing well. That's basically the only way they could put this in the back burner is win games. Just keep winning and put this behind you, and no one's going to remember it in September if they're in the playoffs. Yeah, they're in the playoffs, but remember when you said that thing? Dude, who cares? The Marlins are finally back. No one is going to care, and I don't really care right now.
Well, it's just that Ozzie Guillen, he came out and apologized immediately for it. He regretted it. He did say it. He apologized for it. He held a press conference for it. He did all the right things. He seems genuinely sorry about the comment, and it's just he should be forgiven, and I don't. We're very forgiving in sports with sports figures all the time. I mean, he did the right thing. He should be forgiven. He'll be forgiven. This will be in the back of.
If you wrong me, I forgive you pretty quickly.
Right.
All those times you stole my things, crashed my car, it's fine. It's all in the past.
So many. I just crashed your car again today.
Oh. See that?
Sorry.
Well, again, things happen. And, it's not even like this is comparable to, when LeBron left Cleveland, which still Cleveland overreacted a little bit, but I can understand their point where they thought they could win, and then they're back to being Cleveland, which hasn't had success in my lifetime.
Correct.
They came close, but that's not enough.
Nope.
Sandy Alomar Jr. And he left, and they revolted and burned his jerseys, and now, however many years later, is it 3, 2, 1?
It's 2. It's his second year. Mm-hmm.
It's not that bad anymore, and I think people are going into their garbage and getting the LeBron jerseys back out because he's doing well. When he said, "I wouldn't mind going back to Cleveland," everybody's like, "Oh yes, there's a chance."
Yeah.
And that's all you really need to do to appease people. I'd go back. I like Cleveland. So even that's calmed down, as I think this will. I think, this is another flash-in-the-pan sports story that gets blown up. Like, I saw a Jeremy Lin jersey eating dinner tonight and laughed because I thought that kid probably wished he didn't waste his money on that. Should have bought a Mellow.
Yeah.
But sports news, that's what you got to do.
That's right.
Grab a hold of something. Also in the news, Bill Parcells said he's not coming back to coach the Saints.
No.
Not surprising. What did surprise me was that he let this drag out for a month. When the story first came out and his name was mentioned, he didn't go, no. He just didn't say anything about it. Like, maybe. We played golf. I had dinner at Sean's. But he didn't say no. And we all knew, well, I assumed at least, that he would say no. Because, as we were saying when this first happened, he'd have to wait another 5 years to get into the Hall of Fame. He's 71. He's a big boy. He's probably got some clogged arteries going or something. Heart problems.
It's possible.
Old age.
Definitely old age, yeah.
Why put your body through an entire NFL season, the stress, the media on you at all time, the lights, or lack thereof for us, this show, thankfully. It's not worth it. So I think they're going to Villa, or whatever his name is, that took over for Sean Payton when he hurt his leg. But he's suspended for 6 games. So.
It's a mess. It's a mess, John. It's a mess.
At least they have a nice song when the Saints come marching in.
Right. Or lack thereof. Right? Oh, God.
I wonder if they'll still be partying on Bourbon Street when the season begins.
Probably.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Why not?
For at least now.
That's where Sean
Week
Payton
7.
will be.
Yeah, week 7 might not be too much of a party going on.
That's bad. Like Sean Payton, he can't do anything. He can't do anything.
I think it's April, like next week. He's done.
He just has to sit on the couch.
Play Madden.
Pretty much. Hopefully, and hope that his play correlates over to the real life game.
Yes. Mm-hmm. He'll probably be playing the game with his team.
Yeah.
Set 15-minute quarters. Just hope. I would have ran it there. See what happened? I got 10 yards. Incomplete. Come on. So there's that. And what I completely forgot about for the show was the Masters, which didn't really get good ratings. Once Tiger kind of fell off the world, which was surprising, the ratings for the Masters dropped very, very far.
Right.
Tiger was okay in the beginning and then had a major collapse and was kicking his club around and cursing and good. Not good, no. He was one of the favorites to win. Didn't even crack the top, 30, I don't think.
Yeah, he made the cut, and that's about it.
That's it.
That's about it. He had an okay first day, and then he went to 3 over the second day, and that was it. There was no coming back because the leader was 5 under. The next day, the leader increased to 9 under, and that was it. And that's what happens when Tiger and Rory as well was down. He finished the same. I believe they both finished 5 over or around that. And once those two, Rory's the guy coming up to replace Tiger. I think he's a young guy. He's won a U.S. Open. He could have won the Masters last year, but he blew it completely. So I mean, he's that Tiger type guy that's coming up, and even he was out of it. So you're left with people who you can't even pronounce their names. Louis Oosthuizen. Oosthuizen. So yeah, I was trying to figure that out the entire. I got it by the 18th hole. So.
Well, then they played another one.
Yep.
Too. So
exactly. So it was good. The guy's named Bubba.
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 Bubba Watson wins the Masters. This lefty who has one of the longest drives out of the group in the Masters. He never had lessons, and he's got a hell of a swing.
He does.
And he had a pink driver.
He's got power. Yep.
But it was him, and it was
Oosthuizen.
L8 LO Low. We're gonna call him Low, and Phil. Phil was back, and I thought he would bring the ratings up because people like to see Phil win.
Right.
And he just couldn't keep up with Lowe and Bubba at all. He was with them, but then he had to make miraculous shots, and he needs an eagle here. Like, that's not good when you need an eagle.
Yeah, no, this was Mickelson's tournament to win, and he just blew it. Like he has done before. He went to that par 3 and he triple bogeyed it.
Yep.
You triple bogey a par 3. He had 2 triple bogeys in the tournament, and he still almost won. So he just doesn't make a mistake on those 2. He wins going away. He just pars, even bogeys those holes. He's at 12 under for the tournament, while Bubba and Lowe are at 10 at the end. He wins going away. That's it.
We saw a quadruple bogey from Lowe at one point. We saw triple bogeys from Phil. The only time I've seen those is when we're out there playing.
That's true.
And they could be a lot worse if we don't just stop it. Okay, you've doubled the hole.
Exactly.
Move along.
Yeah, it's just it was. But there was some good golf. I really, I was entertained by it. The person I was rooting for was Bubba Watson because I have a lot of strong feelings toward golfers, John. A lot. I don't like a lot of them for dumb reasons. I hate Phil Mickelson because of how he looks and walks and talks. just for those reasons. I don't hate his golf game. I love his golf game. I think it's cool how he goes for shots. He hits incredible shots. But I just hate him just for those reasons, I actually that's a main reason I hate a lot of golfers because of how they walk. That's not a good reason. Like I hate Vijay Singh because of how he walks. Like I have nothing else against him.
See, unfortunately for golfers, that's what you have to judge them on.
Yeah.
Their clubs, their shoes, the way they walk. Like there was that one bozo golfing. He had like the neon cleats and like the big long checkered pants. Like who are you trying to impress?
Exactly. I also like Americans to win. So
yeah,
the foreigners are pretty much out. There are a few that I do like, but I want Americans to win.
I never got on the Rory bandwagon just because he's from a different country and he was like 18 when he got on the scene. I'm older than he is.
Right. I gotcha. Yeah, so.
I feel bad because Tiger's, I like him the most. Because again, what I do with every sport is when I turn it on, whoever happens to be doing great, I just like because they're winning.
Right.
It's nice to like a winner. Damn it to hell. I just got 10 degrees warmer in 5 seconds.
Seriously.
I'm boiling. It's over. The end is near. For those of you listening on radio, the lights just went on, so our voices are going to get lower.
This is awful.
Is there more on than normal? Like this is like
awful.
This is like a day scene in Days of Our Lives on the beach. I don't have suntan lotion on. We got to prepare more for
my
this show.
My eyes are involuntarily twitching.
I looked at the lights and now I can't see anything.
Eyebrows,
it's just dots.
Right.
This must be how it is to be reading Braille, being able to see. Anyway, yeah, golf.
Right.
So yeah, toward the end it started just being Lowe and Bubba, and they weren't messing up at all until I think it was the second playoff.
Second playoff.
When they both just hit awful shots.
Yep.
Luckily for Lowe, he ended up not too bad. And he hit it short, and then Bubba was in the woods. And there's just like there's nothing there. Like they trailed it out with a bulldozer before the match because they knew he was going to hit it there.
We're doing a show, and I don't know. Oh, that's cool. But,
she's not wearing shoes. She must be trying to tell everybody about homelessness.
Yep. That's right.
Are you not wearing shoes because of the homelessness thing?
Today's one day without shoes.
Right.
Notice I'm wearing my shoes.
I'm the only person that I've seen on campus without shoes.
That's because that's not going to stop homelessness.
That's good point. Good point.
if you want to stop homelessness, give a man $1 so he can get some food for the day. Don't tell him, hey, I'm not wearing shoes, bro. I see how it is. I know what it's like.
No offense, that's not going to stop homelessness
I know,
either.
because they'll just go buy gin and drink it away. The only way to stop homelessness is take them in.
You're gonna, yeah. You
Take
have to,
them
you
into
have to
your
take
house.
them into your house. That stops homelessness.
Where were we? Bubba.
Bubba.
All right, Bubba, like this impossible shot. Nowhere to go, but fortunately for him, he's a lefty, and he could slice the ball, and he gets it out of there. And like, oh, that was cool. And then they pan to the ball, and it goes on the green. Whoa! And here's Lowe in the back, probably watching it like, oh, no.
I'll tell you what, that hole, I really thought that Bubba blew it on the first playoff hole because he had a relatively easy putt, and he just misread it. It was either him or his caddy or both of them misread it.
I don't know.
He immediately looked at him, and he was just like doing this like thing. But and then he goes to the next tee, and it seemed as if like that was bothering him, and he just puts it into the woods. And I don't know what was wrong with the camera angle on Lowe's shot, because they had it. The camera went into the woods.
Yeah, didn't it look awful? You're like, oh, he's right with them.
Exactly.
And then he's
just on the side of the fairway. I'm just like, okay, he's just off the fairway.
The whole house did the same thing. We're like, oh no, him too. And then they pan to his shot, like, there's the hole.
Right.
He has no problems.
Right. Yep. But Lowe ends up blowing it.
Yeah, that was
coming up short of the green.
Way short.
Yep. And then you figure, okay, well, Bubba's back in it. He could come back to tie it.
Yeah.
And he hits this ridiculous shot. When I say 90 degrees, he probably hit it 94 degrees. It went like, it came out and then ended up right of the hole.
Yeah.
He hooked that so much that it was incredible, and that sealed the tournament. That shot right there.
Yeah, that shot you were talking about, I think it was his caddy's fault, because he looked at him and said, like...
It looked like it, yeah.
I read it right or something, or something along the lines of that. I was like, oh, caddy problems.
Yeah.
But then Bubba ends up having 2 chances to make it.
Yep.
First, he had a gimme putt, and he made that, obviously.
He made it. It was funny, though. After he missed the putt, everyone was just like, and then he was just like, hang on. Hold on a second. I still have to make this putt.
Would have been better if he made... I always like when they make, like, the longer ones of the 2.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they could, like, go nuts, and everybody loves it. Because
like
it's
that,
like
too.
the gimme one where even I could have made that.
Exactly.
But then we found out that Bubba is very emotional.
Yeah.
And forgot about his caddy screwing him over on the last hole because he hugged him and wept openly into his shoulder for a good 30 seconds. Then his mother came up, I presume. Mm-hmm. She wept with him. He wept with her. He's crying with all different people that I've never met before. And very emotional for his win, which I'm fine with. I mean, we found out his wife and son were at home watching, so it sounds like his wife was there, which is unfortunate. But good for Bubba.
But he goes home to his kid, and it really was a nice story. It was cool that like he was so emotional. It made you feel good about him winning. Like I don't know why exactly, but that's it. It just does. Like he's passionate about the sport, and it was just that's kind of his thing. He has so much power, and he kind of just has to harness like what he has and just play kind of in a calm sense, and that was really everything kind of coming out, and it was cool. I mean, like he's got a kid and wife at home that he's gonna go home to, and it's a nice little story to come out, and it's cool that he won.
And having to play golf where you have to completely focus on every shot and put everything else out of your mind. I don't know how people do that, especially like when he has things going on, like his father passed away a couple months ago. Like, you have all this going through your head every shot, and you have to just clear your mind for every one.
Right.
And you're averaging 4 to 5 shots per hole times 18 holes times 4 days. Mm-hmm. That's draining. He probably just went home and slept for 4 days.
Yeah.
He's probably still asleep.
I would, waiting for his $1 million check.
Yeah, I forget how much. I think he had like $3 million or something.
Unbelievable.
And then the next day, he went on Twitter because he got like 20,000 followers like right after he made that putt. And he was just thanking people, like replying, and it was just all down the screen, all these replies. That's pretty cool too.
It is.
But he's going to probably have to stop that now because the next time that happens, it'll double. He won't have enough time. Unless he hires someone. Can he just reply?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Smiley face. Copy and paste that 4,000 times. That's as much golf as we're ever going to talk again on this show, probably. Speaking of that, we have to go to the PSA break.
Yeah.
So, we'll be right back. You're listening to the John Joe Sports Show on 99.5 WSR Scranton and the Royal Television Network. Stay tuned for more excitement.
In the trash.
She's not going to recycle? This is a job for Recycle Michael.
Okay. Go to straight down the elevator and take it down the first floor. You're right.
You don't have to be a hero to recycle.
Yeah, you guys want to go get dinner?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, hurry up. I got people waiting downstairs.
Alright.
Want to go get dinner?
Yeah, hold on, let's go.
Yeah, hurry up. I got people waiting downstairs.
Alright, let's go.
You guys aren't gonna like shut off anything?
Yeah.
Electricity costs money, man.
So, April,
Yeah?
you know your charger's still using energy when it's plugged into the wall, right?
Yeah, but that's not my charger. I don't even have a cell phone.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
Hello. Welcome back to the John Joe Sports Show. If you're just tuning in, I'm not going to tell you who I am, and neither is Joe. So that sums it up. Hopefully people picked up on
Understood
that.
that?
Like, oh, you know. Baseball. Now that's a sport.
What a sport.
Baseball now, as normally happens earlier in the season, like the first week, when everyone goes based off records to say who will win the World Series. If that were the case, the Blue Jays would have won past 3 years. The Orioles win the wild card, and then everything evens out. But to start the year off, the Yankees started 0-3, the Red Sox started 0-3, the Phillies started 1-3.
Yeah, they're 1-3 now, right? Yeah.
Papelbon has a save, though.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, and the Mets are 4-0. Tigers are 4-0, which that's expected because they bought their team, like the Heat. And
You're a Yankee fan.
I don't hate the Tigers. I'm just saying. Don't you think the Tigers bought? They have Prince Fielder now. That's
of course,
buying their team.
Of course they bought their team.
Yeah, you're right. On the plus side, though, the Yankees haven't done that in a while. The last time they bought their team was when they got CeCe, Teixeira, and Burnett on like the same day.
Right.
But they've done pretty good with it. They buy crappy players and think they're going to do well, and they're not. But besides the point, Pirates are doing well, like teams that should not be winning.
The Pirates always do well to start the season.
The Orioles
They really
are
do.
they were 3-0. They lost to the Yankees. Blue Jays winning. What's happened to baseball? Is this how it's going to be? If the season ended today, which I hate when people do that, it's not though. There's still the Orioles would be going as the AL East winner, and then it would be the Blue Jays. So who do you think should be in panic mode this early in the year, as of right now, out of all those 15 teams I just mentioned? Be like Dwight Howard and pick 3 or 4.
Well, let's see. The Red Sox should be in panic mode.
I agree.
The Yankees shouldn't be in panic mode.
I agree.
The Phillies shouldn't be in panic mode.
I disagree.
You disagree?
Mm-hmm.
Elaborate.
Chase Utley's knees have turned into Brandon Roy's. He's starting the season off on the DL, and he has a disease that his knees, they're not there anymore. And he was like their team. Just like he was the team for the Red Barons back in the day.
Yeah. Get ready for some baseball.
With all those greats like Pat Bull and Ryan Howard. And
Randy Wolf.
Randy Wolf. What was the guy's name in center field? Like Kendall McGee Jr.?
Sure.
Good times. Yeah. Anyway.
Nick Punto.
Wow. That's right. So his knees, they're giving him problems. Like people were watching him in the spring, and he just has no lower body anymore, and you kind of need that to hit well. So I think he might turn into a shell of his former self, if not this year, later on. And they don't have Ryan Howard for a little while because he broke his Achilles on the last day of the season.
Yep.
Broke it in 2. He's real like thick Achilles. They just break in half. And their Papelbon is. He'll probably do well because compared to the American League, the National League is like the JV team of. Most of the National League is a JV team. It's been proven. I've done statistics.
It's true.
I've started them in JV and varsity games in basketball and saw what happened. Should they be alarmed? I don't think, but I don't think things are looking as good as they could be in Philly. And knowing Phillies fans, when they lost, they booed them. When they booed them, like what? Come on, Phillies fans, Philadelphia fans. I don't think. We'll just put it this way. I don't think they're in great shape.
Okay.
As of now, because who else is on their team? Raul Ibanez is not. He's on mine. Shane Victorino got that real big hit.
But they have pitching.
Yeah.
They have pitching.
Pitching doesn't always win championships, though, as was proven last year when they got shellacked.
True. Very true. Very true. But yeah.
Pitching it's always usually the pitching that gets hurt too, like in the worst possible times. You gotta. Plus, Holiday and Lee go long into games, which I like. I think pitchers should go a lot longer into games, but the purist will say, well, they'll get hurt more easily if they pitch longer games. Just ask that to Nolan Ryan, who retired at like 45 and could probably still hit 75 and 80 on the gun. Yeah, he had problems too. No. Anyway, yeah, Phillies. That's how I feel. Nobody can see that on radio.
Oh, yeah, true.
People listening, just put your hands up and then drop them. Make a little face.
Yeah, it's obvious. It's too soon to. I mean, this is obviously.
This is what it's going to be like the rest of the year.
And this is obviously what people always think about. This is, the big thing last year was the Red Sox. Again, what's going on with them. And then they ended up, they ended up being right, but the bottom line is they got back up and they were fighting for the division, and then they should have won the wild card, and then they didn't. But, these are teams that you just don't expect to be slumping. But this happens to every team. Every team gets swept. Every team gets swept during the year. And, that's just how it is. It just happens that it's the first series of the year, which makes it seem like so bad because they haven't won yet. But that's just how it is. There's nothing to really panic about. I mean, I thought that the Red Sox were going to have an awful season anyway, so I think that this is telling. I think that the Red Sox losing is very telling, but I feel that anyone else losing really isn't that big of a deal, and we'll see what happens when things start to move on.
Yeah, I think what hurts the Red Sox is they don't have a closer.
True.
Now their closer got hurt. Now they have to just throw people in the closer role and hope for the best, and it hadn't worked. It's only worked once this year, but he was getting shelled, and they were just throwing anybody in there that could do anything. And if you don't have a closer, that's just asking for trouble. I still don't know why they got rid of Papelbon. He never really screwed anything up for them that drastically. He wasn't like Byung-Hyun Kim, who I would never let into the locker room after 2001, giving up 2 consecutive walk-off home runs in 2 nights. I would never let him back into my locker room. Papelbon hasn't done that. But, Josh Beckett coming out on opening day and getting shelled, and people saying he hasn't looked good all spring. I don't know if it's because they don't have beer and chicken wings before the games. Maybe Bobby Valentine should implement that again. But even then, Bobby Valentine, he's going to be your manager. Mm-hmm. He managed the Mets when they won he happened to have some good teams, but I don't think he's a great manager for a baseball club like that.
No.
That always expects to win. And their team is just getting, I don't want to say they're getting old, but Veritek had to retire, and Josh Beckett's record without him as his catcher is horrible. Look it up right now. Go ahead. I don't have a computer or anything like that. Check it out. Euclid is old. Ortiz is old. Crawford did nothing with them last year and still isn't doing anything this year. Adrian Gonzalez can't play in the American League. You have Dustin Pedroia and Jacoby Ellsbury. That's your team. I don't even know who plays right field. Throw a name out.
I don't either.
Trot Nixon?
Trot Nixon.
Is he still around? Kevin, whatever that guy's name was? Millar. Is he out there yet? No? Satalamakia? That's your catcher. You can't even fit his name on the jersey. So again, the Red Sox, like the Phillies, I'd be shaken, not stirred.
Right.
That works.
I'm with you.
The Yankees don't have a rotation because half of it's on the disabled list. Really is what it is.
Right.
But they beat the Orioles. All is right with the world.
Oh, yeah.
Back to normal.
Seriously, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, there's that, and there's Fielder's doing okay, I think, right?
Yeah.
He had 2 home runs.
The Tigers have looked unbeatable.
They've looked really good. And Pujols hasn't done well, which is cool.
Are you a hater now?
I'm a hater
I don't blame
for
you.
now. Yeah, for now. The Cardinals are doing well without him. They have, I think they're 3-1 right now, which is cool.
Wainwright's back.
That's the only game they lost.
Carpenter's on the DL.
Carpenter's
on
on
my
the DL.
fantasy team.
It's okay though. Everything is all right in St. Louis at the moment.
Tigers come out with Verlander on opening day throwing 8 shutout innings. Get at me, bro. And then Jose Valverde, 49-49 last year, almost blew the game.
Yep.
Blew the save, but they won anyway. They're down 3 in the 9th, and somebody will come up and hit a 3-run home run. They're just, right now, they just look horrendously hard to beat. I don't know if that's going to last, but they're probably going to come out of the Central, because who else is there?
Right.
No one.
The
Twins? No. Have the Twins ever been a yes? No. The White Sox? Ozzy's gone. I don't even know what
The
to tell you.
Indians.
Yeah.
That's the team.
There it is. You got to watch out for them.
Cleveland.
They're biding their time. And then boom.
Yep.
I don't even know about the National League besides the Cardinals. Couldn't tell you anything about how they're doing. Or the Phillies. The Mets, they're winning. I haven't been keeping up with any of the teams that have been doing extraordinarily well because I know it's not going to last.
Right.
I don't think.
Exactly.
That's baseball.
That's baseball right now.
I'm glad it's back. It's nice.
That's cool.
The only unfortunate part is I'm in 2 fantasy leagues and you have to check your team every day. Where in football, you just check it on Friday.
Right.
Check it quick on Saturday. That's it. NBA, you just put in whoever all week and then never check it again. But every day you got to be like, is he hurt? Is he pitching? Are they taking him out because he's a righty? Is it windy outside? He hates the wind. Speaking of basketball, Kobe Bryant has some pretty nice looking suits, which he's worn the past 2 games because he's been hurt with a shin something. By that, I think it's just I'm really tired because I've been playing all the games and we're playing 3 games a week. What can I hurt that won't look that bad? My wrist is already broke. I have arthritis in my fingers. My knees are bad. Shins. Yeah. Andrew, come here. Kick me in the shin. Hard.
That's, Kobe's been playing hurt, it seems like, his entire career.
It's been 6 or 7 years where he's been hurt.
Yeah. But right now, he's old. He's up there, and when it's things like your shin, I mean, I've had, like when we used to have those conditioning things.
Of course.
And did you ever get a pain in your shin?
Shin splints?
Right there, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So, that's, I know that the only way to actually get rid of that was to rest.
Yes.
So that's what he's doing. I'm not saying he has the same things that we had when we conditioned for 2 hours.
Jesus the Lord.
But it's, that's, and that's good that he is sitting instead of playing through it because right now they're okay. They're in the 3 spot, and there's really no, forcing him to play through that injury. It wouldn't help. It wouldn't help at all. The only problem is the Lakers just don't look good without him.
No. They struggle
rightfully
to beat
so.
the Hornets.
Yep.
Not the 90s Hornets. No,
That's
the
right.
New Orleans Hornets. If it were Charlotte Hornets, that'd be okay. We won't even talk about teams in Charlotte. Funny that the 2 worst record teams in the NBA were currently and once owned by Michael Jordan. The Wizards and the Bobcats. Did you see the highlights of when they played? It was horrible to watch. Horrible. It was like how it's going to be if we have children and they play t-ball and it's just a free-for-all where people are throwing all over the place. No one knows what they're doing. That was pretty much how the game was for them.
Right. Yeah. I believe that.
Yeah, the Lakers snuck by.
I hate Andrew Bynum.
Yeah,
I now hate him.
He's acting. I don't even know a word. Like, it's like immature. Like just trying to lash out and be this punk.
Childish, very childish.
But he's not an outspoken athlete. Like he doesn't talk to the media and like come out cocky because he doesn't talk to them. But then he'll just foul somebody during the game,
right.
And not just like a Sam foul if somebody steals the ball off of him. You just go at the guy. Why?
Yeah.
And Phil Jackson's not there to sit him down and play some jingle jangle music and light a couple candles and put rocks on his stomach and calm him down. Mike Brown's not going to do it. No. He's like, what, 6'1"?
Yeah.
He's going to stand up to Andrew Bynum. He'll pick him up and just look at him and go, really? And then drop him down.
See, that's the problem. That's where some of the problem lies with the coaching. And I feel like, Andrew Bynum wouldn't have been able to get away with it with Phil Jackson, but now it's kind of like a free reign in LA, and
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like what I see out of them at all.
It's bad. Overall, it's bad with everyone.
I'm shocked that it's like that they're the 3 seed in
Yeah.
the West.
Me too.
Because they don't look good. They don't look good. When like Meta World Peace is actually like doing all right for your team, like
He made it 3 last night.
he
when
made it
mattered.
3. Yep.
Then he almost
But then he
threw the
almost
ball
threw the ball. Oh my God, that was ridiculous.
The announcer, that was probably the worst play I've ever seen in the history of broadcasting. I wouldn't go that far,
Yeah.
but it was pretty dumb.
It was definitely.
But yeah, it's Kobe can shoot whenever he wants. He can do whatever he wants, and the other players, seeing that, do whatever they want. Andrew Bynum shot a 3-pointer during a basketball game. The only one he made was when they were getting blown out by a team. He just shot at the buzzer and made that. I laughed because it was Andrew Bynum shooting threes, but apparently that spiked his confidence. But they're not going to go far in the playoffs. They just don't have anyone to reel them in. And who they did to do that, they traded away to the Thunder.
That's right.
Who are looking very good.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently Derek Fisher's helping them out a ton. And the Spurs quietly have got almost the best record in the NBA.
Seriously, yeah.
Dear Lord, they always
That's
do that.
unbelievable. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Greg Popovich is just a man among boys. I don't know how he does it, but he just pulls in these old men and make them young men.
It's true. And the Spurs have such an underrated team, and the reason they have such an underrated team is because they're such a boring team.
They are.
That's it. But thinking about it, I'm falling asleep.
I watch them before I go to bed.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's a good idea. They're just a boring team. That's it, and they're so underrated. Maybe that's what they do to the defense. It's just,
I think they just lull them to
it's
sleep.
kind of lull them to sleep. I don't know.
like those Pokemon that just
Right, yeah.
good play.
So
there's the Spurs. The Bulls are in problems because Derrick Rose keeps getting hurt. He just sprained his ankle. He's out for a couple of days. They're playing the Heat, and I don't know if he's going to play for it. He doesn't really need to, so he shouldn't. But it'd still be nice to beat the Heat. The Heat are cooling off a little bit, a smidge. And that's really. And Memphis Grizzlies, they're the team to talk about because people like the underdogs. They're in the conversation now too.
Oh, don't forget the Celtics.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they're
all
of a sudden.
If Tyler was here, we could have brought him on because he would have said the Celtics were going to get to the finals, at least get to the finals.
Oh my God! I'm sorry, I can't.
They're
It's just laughable.
Yeah.
It's laughable. I'm sorry, they're not. No, they're not.
They were.
Like
they're not anymore.
They're not. They're too old, beat up, everything.
The
They're not that
grind
good.
of a 7-game series, they won't be able to last.
No, they won't.
The grind of a 7-game, especially after the shortened season. No way.
They lost the Heat last year in the playoffs. What's gonna change?
But
They
they
just got
beat
older.
them last game by like 30, Joe. They beat them bad.
Yeah, and the Celtics beat the Heat 3 out of 4 times last year in the regular season
But
too.
this is a different year. They're older now. They're more mature.
It's just it's laughable. Like fact or fiction, the Celtics will make the finals. Like I can't. I'm sorry. I can't even.
Don't even play the game.
If anybody wants, if they end up making the finals, anybody wants to call or text me or just come up to my house and be like, "I told you so."
Sean will burn your house to
Yeah, yes.
Both
probably
of them.
will. Yeah.
You could stay in mine for a little while.
Thanks.
I'm out in June now because of the lease.
Right.
And that's around when the finals are, so I don't know.
Shoot.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Yeah.
I
See
know
what
a guy.
Yeah. Well, if it gets there.
Yeah, but I'm rooting for the Thunder. I just hate Russell Westbrook with
Yeah,
a passion.
I don't like him either.
But I love Kevin Durant.
I like Kevin Durant, and Fisher's there now, so I like Fisher.
I like fish.
D-Fish.
And the fish, actual fish.
And like actual fish.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's it. That's gonna do it. Next week, hockey playoffs start. We won't be talking about that. Season should be getting down to the end of the NBA, and there might be some great baseball stories coming out. and maybe more bounty stories. So come back next week. Same time, same place, same frequency and channel. Johnny Joe's Sports Show, 99.5 WSR Grand and the Royal Television Network. Thanks for joining us. See you next week.